Winter is finally coming to an end, and my thoughts are on lightweight layering, but more specifically, lighter outerwear and being able to ditch my puffy coat. Now, one type of jacket I realized I don't own is a military jacket. I have always admired these, but when I went looking for one on the secondary market recently, I was kind of overwhelmed by the many different styles available. There's the MA1 bomber jacket, the A2 deck jacket, the M51 fishtail parka, and so many more. But one style stood out to me in all of the searching, and it was the classic military field jacket, specifically the M51. Stick around, and by the end of this video, I promise you'll appreciate why this is a menswear staple and get you inspired by how styling it can transform your looks. I'll also share some tips about how to search for an authentic version for yourself, no matter your budget. If you find this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with insights on all things style, design, and fashion. I do want to preface this video by saying that this is just an overview and mostly a very subjective, style-focused perspective. And though I'll provide some historical context, this is by no means the history channel, so I do apologize in advance if I omit a few references for the sake of brevity. So with that out of the way, let's get started. In my opinion, the M51 military field jacket is unquestionably a menswear style staple because it never has and never will go out of style. For as long as I can remember, I've seen variations of these jackets on the streets, on friends, on celebrities, and in the movies. They're about as ubiquitous as a pair of jeans. Though they started during wartime, they've since found their way into everyday wardrobes via surplus. From Hollywood icons to your next door neighbor, and many modern menswear designers have since reinterpreted this jacket. What exactly is the appeal? Well, they're obviously rugged and functional, and practically indestructible because they were designed that way. And because of its origins, they add instant history and character to looks that would otherwise be considered ordinary or not exceptional. In other words, they add visual contrast. The jacket can become an unexpected element of flair to many different kinds of looks. It's a great element as part of a high-low combination. Think formal and relaxed, business and leisure, and you can understand where I'm coming from. Later on in the video, we'll explore specific examples of why I think the jacket works so well in this context. The M51 field jacket's name specifically stands for military, hence the letter M, and the year it was introduced, in 1951. It evolved through a series of refinements from earlier US military field jackets, beginning with the M38, followed by the M41, then the M43, before finally arriving at the M51. Each version was designed to address specific battlefield needs and improve upon previous versions. The M51 was constructed of a 9-ounce wind-resistant and water-repellent treated cotton sateen cloth in olive green shade 107, also known in military parlance as OG 107. It featured a pointed collar and introduced a zippered front with a buttoned storm flap to the M43, which made it faster to put on and was more protective. It became paired with a wool blend liner for better insulation when that was needed. It also introduced button cuffs for an adjustable fit. It was also designed with a detachable hood, which made it versatile for different climates. A second drawstring to the bottom hem was added, and holes were designed into the jacket to allow adjustment of the waist drawstring from the outside. And as before, the M51 maintained the 4 large cargo pockets from previous versions, continuing its focus on utility. As we move forward in time to the Vietnam War and its jungles and tropical climates, the M51 required further modernization, and this is where it became the M65, which introduced a high-standing collar that contained a concealed hood for better rain protection, and the fabric blend was updated to a cotton nylon blend for better durability and water resistance. The cuffs also replaced buttons for Velcro to make adjustments faster. So, as you can see, each version of the field jacket was refined and built upon previous designs to meet evolving wartime demands. The M51 is widely considered the transitional model between World War II era designs and the modern M65, which is why I like this version so much. It's a great choice for anyone like me who appreciates classic military styling with practical improvements. In my opinion, the M65, while also a great-looking jacket, is distinctly different from the M51. The high-standing collar especially gives the jacket a different look. If you've ever seen Taxi Driver, you'll remember Robert De Niro wearing this jacket, or Al Pacino in Serpico, or Dustin Hoffman in Kramer vs. Kramer. By the 1970s, surplus field jackets started popping up in street fashion, thanks in large part to Hollywood features like these. And though it started as a symbol of counterculture and rebellion, it grew to embody a signal of carefree, effortless style, where it has consistently remained since. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a diversion and talk about J.Crew for a moment. Now, I want you to stay with me because I believe that J.Crew in the early 2000s was an important influence in how the military field jacket became more of a staple of men's style today, and I want to explore that a bit here. In 2004, Mickey Drexler, then CEO of J.Crew, made two pivotal hiring decisions that would transform the brand's design aesthetic. He brought on Frank Muytjens, a Dutch designer from Ralph Lauren, to lead menswear, and elevated Jenna Lyons, who had been with the company since the 1990s, to head women's design. Lyons and Muytjens weren't just designers, they were style architects who reimagined American fashion through an innovative lens of intentional imperfection and unexpected pairings. Their approaches, though distinct, shared a common philosophy. Style should feel effortless, accessible, and confident. Lyons became known for her bold, rule-breaking combinations. Sequined tops over shirt dresses, unexpected color pairings, and a masterful mix of high-end and everyday pieces. Her aesthetic challenged traditional fashion norms, making the seemingly impossible look entirely natural. Muytjens approached men's fashion with a nuanced vision that blended American heritage with European sophistication. His genius lay in unexpected contrasts: sweatshirts under suits, suit pants worn with work boots, and dressed-up denim. Most significantly, Muytjens revolutionized how men thought about military-inspired clothing. He didn't just use military surplus, he elevated it. A rugged field jacket wasn't just a casual piece, but a sophisticated layering element that could transform an entire outfit. By pairing these pieces with slim chinos, soft-shouldered blazers, and crisp button-downs, he really normalized the idea of military-inspired clothing as simultaneously rugged and refined. Both Lyons and Muytjens believed that fashion should feel personal, approachable, and slightly imperfect. They understood that true style isn't about following rules, but about wearing clothes with confidence and individual flair. I think their work at J.Crew didn't just change the brand, it had a significant impact on how an entire generation thought about personal style, making high fashion concepts feel attainable and exciting. Now, there are many brands that have used and interpreted military outerwear as a source of inspiration. A few that really stand out in my mind are Raf Simons' oversized M65-inspired parkas that featured artwork patches from Peter Saville, or Helmut Lang's transformation of military jackets from a purely functional garment into precisely tailored minimalist luxury menswear. And for more than 20 years, Engineered Garments has consistently included military-inspired outerwear in its collections, with unique details like asymmetrical pockets or mixed fabrics, giving the idea of military outerwear a fresh, reconstructed vibe. Drake's, as I'm sure you're well aware, infuses British heritage with effortless style, for example, layering field jackets over knitwear and tailoring. But coming back to J.Crew in the early 2000s, It's my belief that the brand's influence in how military outerwear was styled, this kind of personalized, imperfect approach, really had a big impact on something like the M51 field jacket becoming much more of a common menswear staple. Whether you're styling an M51 or M65, just bear in mind the approach that Jenna Lyons and Frank Muytjens championed, that style should feel effortless, accessible, and confident. This is a layering element that has the potential to transform an entire outfit into one with sauce. So let's take a look at some looks I've found and talk about them. A lot of these feature jackets that aren't actually vintage but are either interpretations or variations, but that's okay. The overarching styles are close enough that to me, they'll work with either variety when we're talking about the whole look. It's a no-brainer that these jackets pair very nicely with a chambray or denim shirt and khaki pants. The jacket adds a rugged element to what would otherwise be a very average ensemble. I love the suede loafers here too. The dark brown slacks against the dark chambray shirting is really nice against the olive of the jacket, and the caps add an extra unexpected element that lends some character to these looks. Another great option under this jacket is a simple white shirt, as we have here, along with a pair of Vans and these scissor-hemmed khakis. It's overall very relaxed and easy. Same with the super simple look of a pair of Chucks, jeans, and an off-white polo. In both cases, these guys have added a cool-looking hat as an extra element that adds additional flair to their looks. And it doesn't get much simpler than a pair of checkerboard Vans and a white t-shirt and dark blue jeans. Using a denim jacket as a kind of shirt buttoned all the way up also looks great under these jackets. The one here is the M65, which, as I've mentioned before, is a bit more rugged looking to me than the M51. This is a bit more of an overshirt, but it would look great replaced with an M51. And this look also features white pants, which I also feel is a great option. The white jeans and suede boots paired with the gray sweatshirt look great under this M65 style jacket, mostly because of the visual contrast. And in this look, the dark navy polo, white jeans, and dark brown leather bag create a great harmonious color palette. The tassel loafers are a great choice with the cuffed white jeans on this guy. It's clean, easy, and modern. Layering with unexpected patterns or colors is always a smart move with these jackets. Ralph Lauren tends to do this a lot, as we can see here in this M65 inspired take, complete with a Fair Isle vest, striped pink shirt, and preppy tie. This is a classic Ralph Lauren combo, and there's a reason why it stood the test of time. This look might not seem like much, but this bright yellow sweatshirt really pops against the drab olive. The same holds for this bright blue V-neck sweater. The addition of the striped dress shirt and the bandana around the neck really finish it off. Madras is also another great shirting option under these jackets in warmer weather. Paired with white pants, it's a classic combo. And lastly, as we saw in some of the lookbook shots from Frank Muytjens' J.Crew, more formal ensembles always look great under these jackets. As we can see in this example that mixes an Italian-inspired look with the military outerwear. Or here with a very preppy shirt and tie combo. Also want to point out the tiny bit of flair this guy has with the enamel pin on his top buttonhole. The jacket on the guy on the left is obviously a refined modern take, but the idea still comes through, and you can see that this would also work with a distressed vintage version of the M51. The olive in the tie really takes his look to another level, along with his polished shoes. This is another refined, redefined version of the M65, but you can see how nicely this jacket pairs with the very straightforward, pulled together and refined tailored look he's wearing underneath. In this particular ensemble, I do think it helps a lot that the M65 is tailored. Maybe not critical, but it does take this look to another level. As I mentioned before, brown is great against olive, especially in a look like this tailored herringbone suit. So if you're on the market to buy an authentic M51 or any other variation from a secondary dealer, it's very important to know your sizes. Jackets in good condition will have labels intact that indicate sizes, but sizing here is meant to be accommodating. So for example, in my case, a medium will fit chest sizes from 37 to 41. If you're particular about how a jacket sits on your body, make sure you ask the seller what the measurements are: chest, shoulders, sleeves, and length, and compare them against garments you already have that you know fit you well. In terms of search terms, use the exact jacket model you're looking for, whether it's M38, M41, M43, M51, or M65. Each one has distinct details, and you'll spend less time trying to sift through versions that aren't of interest to you. As previously mentioned, OG 107 is another term you want to look out for. That's the original color if you're shopping vintage. You may also want to include specific wartime eras in your searches. Korean War, World War II, or Vietnam War, for example. Military outerwear is timeless, practical, and surprisingly easy to style. Whether you go for the classic M51 or the upright collar of the rugged M65, a rugged deck jacket, there's definitely something out there for every man's wardrobe. Use Frank Muytjens' approach and style the hell out of it. Wear it over your workwear, wear it out to dinner, throw it over a t-shirt and jeans. Whatever you do, you can't go wrong. Which one of these jackets is your favorite? And if you already have one, how do you typically like to style it? Please share your ideas in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. And always remember, design has the power to elevate our lives, if we let it. Until next time, stay true to your style, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!